Hey guys, what's up? It's Chase here at Cable, and I am starting a new series that I'm kind of excited about. I want to do the origins of all the Street Fighter characters because Street Fighter is one of my favorite games, and so I felt like, I'd want to do that. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to go with my favorite character. Actually, you've seen the first one. We'll go with episode 1. That was Evil Ryu. Well, now we're going to go back and we're going to go talk about Ryu. Now, Ryu was orphaned as a young child, and he has no memories of his parents. He was adopted by his master, Gouken, who doesn't receive any mention in Street Fighter, or I mean, not mention, but any gameplay until Street Fighter 4. I'll get into a little bit about that later, possibly whenever I go into the character Gouken. But anyways, Gouken is Ryu's master, and shortly after Ryu is adopted and starts training, Gouken also starts training Ken Masters, which is becomes Ryu's best friend and his sparring partner. Now, at the age of 23, Gouken decides that it's time for Ryu to leave the dojo and go travel around the world and enter in the World Warrior Tournament. Now, this happens all before the original Street Fighter, so that's just the pre-story to everything that's going on here. So, once we get into Street Fighter, Ryu is one of the participants. There's a bunch of them. I don't remember all of them. I know Geki's one, Birdie, Sagat, and I'll have to look that up a little bit later. But anyways, Ryu's skill earned him a fight with the host, which was Sagat, and Sagat nearly kills Ryu, and thinking that he had won and that Ryu had gave up, he let down his guard, and Ryu gave in to the Satsui no Hado. This is the first time and the only time that we see Ryu actually give in to the Satsui no Hado, besides becoming Evil Ryu, which is a canon. But he gives in to the Satsui no Hado and strikes Sagat with the Metsu Shoryuken. Now, this is how Sagat gets his scar, and we'll go into that whenever we talk about the character Sagat, but yeah, he gets his scar from that. Now, going on in the timeline, we go into Street Fighter Alpha 2. Now, Ryu leaves Sagat behind and returns his home, to find Gouken, his master, had been murdered. Learning that Gouken was murdered by his brother Akuma, who gave into the Satsui no Hado, Ryu is now on a mission to find Akuma and challenge him and testing him. But every time that Ryu and Akuma meet up, whoever wins, Akuma ends up leaving until he will not fight Ryu until he gives into the Satsui no Hado. So, yeah. Alright. Then the 2 years later, in the Street Fighter timeline, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Ryu continues to stalk Akuma, and he continues to try to suppress the Satsui no Hado that's burning in him, and he still is just looking. And then this is when, in the timeline, where Rose becomes in. Rose is the psycho power to Bison, and we're gonna go into that whenever we go into the character Rose. But a lot of different stories. Now we get into the Street Fighter 2. This is the World Warrior Tournament again, and Ryu still progresses into the tournament. And this is in Street Fighter 2. This is when you can actually pick anybody, instead of only having to pick Ryu in the original Street Fighter. And now the final, not the final, but the newest one is the Street Fighter 4. This is the second World Warrior tournament that he enters, and now there's not only Shadaloo, there's also SIN. And SIN is the founder of, not the founder, but it is ran by Seth, who's holding the World Warrior tournament to take the characters' moves and make them their own. So he's trying to become the best warrior by mixing up everybody else's moves. So this is where you see Gouken actually get his first appearance in an actual Street Fighter game, other than just being a backstory to Ryu, which was cool. And after Street Fighter 4, we go into Street Fighter 3, which this was years later after the second World War tournament, where Ryu enters the third one and shows his fighting ability. And his most notable fight was during the tournament when he fought Hugo, and who was able to withstand his Shin Shoryuken, which is one of his most brutal moves. This is the not the equivalent, because the Metsu Shoryuken is a lot stronger, but this is the one where doesn't make him go into Satsui no Haru. So anyways, go into a little bit of his moves. That's enough backstory. His birth date was, not his moves, but a little bit more. His birth date was July 21st. He was born in Japan. His height is 5'9". He weighs 150 pounds. His eye color is brown. His hair color changes. Sometimes in the very beginning in Street Fighter 1, it was red, bright red. Then it goes into brown. Then later in the Alpha series, it goes black, and then back to brown. His martial arts fighting style is rooted from Akasatsuin. I can't pronounce that. And his rivals are Akuma, Sagat, Bison, Seth, Jin, pretty much anybody in Street Fighter you can call him. But anyways, that is enough for this. So we will see you later, folks. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe. Peace.